Yeah, no question. One of the things they've done well is turn the ball over for Monroe. Monroe on the season averages 16. They've turned it over 8 times. That's led to some additional points for South Georgia State. The other advantage South Georgia State had in the first half was offensive rebound on the glass. They've found some extra buckets that have allowed them to stay close in this ball game, but a lot more of that will need to happen in the second half.
And for Monroe, who has the basketball now to start this second half, Melvin Council Jr. has it. Just 2 first-half points, picked up 2 early fouls as well. Despite not having their top scorer out there, they shot 46%, led by as many as a dozen, now by 9, and a chance to add to that at the free throw line for Jawari Hamlin. And for Monroe College in that first half, how about Ty-J Kelton? 12 points, 7 rebounds. He was huge for the Mustangs in that first 20 minutes.
Well, you had mentioned in the first half how he has really blossomed as a player down the stretch. He's exceeded his season average by about 4 points in the last few weeks, and so you really like to see those kids who step up as the season draws to a close, that you find some players that are really finding a way to find their best game at the end of the season.
Fouls on Kyrick Davis for South Georgia State, and Jawari Hamlin knocks down a pair of free throws. Push that lead back up to double digits now for Monroe College, as South Georgia State brings it up. Just shot 34% in that first half, only 2 out of 12 from beyond the three-point line. 6 offensive rebounds, though. Gave them some second chance opportunities, which they converted for 8 second chance points. Davis from way outside misses the 3, and it's a one and done as Council has the board for Monroe. Leaves it off for Warren, in and out on the 3. Edmondson lost his footing, somehow still able to flip that ball up there off the backboard, and a foul is called. Corey Baldwin was pleading his case for a traveling violation on Kelton, but he was pulled down, the official says. So it's the second foul on South Georgia State to start this second half. It's the first on Carlos Hart.
Yeah, fast pace, as you talked about how the teams are getting it up and down the floor, but still a very physical ball game.
Hamlin fouled by Hart, who did not have a foul in the first half, but within a minute and 4 seconds, he's picked up 2 to start the second half.
Came into this ball game averaging just over 20 points per game, limited to 6 in the first half.
Monroe just a tick under 45% from the field. Only 29% from downtown, but they did knock down 5 of their 17 threes, so an advantage from the outside as Hamlin looks to add another one, but can't get it to go. Rebounded by Giannis Woods. Hart into the defender, Muhammad, who picks up the foul, his second. And Carlos Hart will go back to the free throw line.
Muhammad had 3 early field goals for Monroe College. He was a very big part of their early offensive success. Been pretty quiet since then, but that's also partly because we saw some quality minutes for Stefano Falopa off the bench.
Hart 2 out of 10 from the field in this game, and now just 2 out of 4 at the free throw line for an 81% free throw shooter.
He just has not found his offensive groove yet. Maybe that made free throw will give him a little bit of offensive success, because he will be a key part of a comeback bid for the Hawks here in the second half.
Yeah, you feel like it's going to have to take Carlos Hart picking it up in this second half for the Hawks. He averages 20 and a half, one of 2 players in the country to average at least 20 points, 8 rebounds, and 3 assists. Region 17 Player of the Year this season. But his squad down by 10 as Melvin Council kicks it outside to Hamlin. Monroe can afford to be a little patient now, up by 10 as the shot clock gets down to 10. Kelton drive and kick. Council's wide open on the wing, and he knocks down the 3. The 6th made 3 of the game for Monroe College, who is up by 13, their largest lead of the game.
Melvin Council now with 5, but credit the Monroe offense. Very patient that time. They moved the defense back and forth. Good kick out, though. Man, what a nice job of recognizing an open guy on the perimeter as that kick out was made by Mohammed.
An answer from Carlos Hart. I bet that felt good for Carlos. Up to 10 points now with that 3. It's a 10-point game.
It felt good for the Hawks fans as well to see him in the scoring column.
Warren had it knocked out of his hand almost as he was going up for it. A chance to run, 3-on-2. Hart leaves it off on the right side. It's denied by Mohammed. And a putback, though, off the carom is put in by Bell.
a little bit of offensive surge now on the back-to-back buckets by the Hawks here with just over 17 minutes to play.
Hamlin trying to break down the defense, kicks it out for Kelton. Bell the rebound.
It feels like South Georgia State offensively is a little bit better when they are in high gear. The more time they take on offense has not necessarily netted great shots, but that time penetration, no call by the official as a player hits the floor. A kick out to the corner. That three-pointer makes it a 5-point advantage.
Just the fifth three this year, Rick, from Kyrick Davis, but it came at a big time here as Kelton misses the close-range jumper, kept alive by Muhammad. Second chance three ball is on the money from Melvin Council Jr.
Council Jr., 2 3-pointers in the second half, fueling the Mustang offensive charge. Now they see a little bit of a 1-3-1 half-court defense set for Monroe, a chance for South Georgia State to adjust how they intend to attack it.
Into the hands of Hart. Lobbing into traffic, turns it over. Muhammad denied by Giannis Woods, who chased it down and gets the big block shot for South Georgia State. Davis's finger roll is going to actually stay with South Georgia State. They say it was deflected out by Monroe College as Prestwood checks back in along with Keith Lamar.
That time Hart, the previous possession, responded to a teammate with a hand in the air saying, I want the ball inside, and frustration on Hart's face when the ball didn't get there because his teammate didn't hold the position. And you look at unforced errors like that and your team playing from behind, those things just can't happen.
Corey Baldwin trying to orchestrate a second-half comeback for his squad here. They upset Salt Lake in the first round back in 2021, which was their second ever appearance at the national tournament. This their third appearance. The other coming back in 2011. Out of bounds off the score clock there. Now they're going to change the call and say it's Monroe College basketball.
The ad official says, I made a mistake. I was pointing in the wrong direction. It looked like kind of a 50-50 ball as that ball bounced over the rim. At this stage of the game, they're not going to go to a monitor and check that action. It's an unlucky break, though, for the Hawks.
Hart back in after a quick breather. Council pushing it up for Monroe. Kicks to the corner. And Warren's three off the mark, but an offensive board. Muhammad, big-time contest by Kyrick Davis, fouling Muhammad, who will go to the free throw line for two shots. It'll put a 66% free throw shooter at the line here with a 8-point lead for Monroe and 15:22 to go in the second half.
Yeah, Kyrick Davis had no choice but to foul hard that time as Muhammad's going to hammer that offensive rebound back home again. So an opportunity for the Hawks to limit Monroe College to one shot on that possession turns into two free throw attempts for Muhammad.
Bob McCloskey Insurance, proud to be the official athletic insurance provider of the NJCAA. Bob McCloskey Insurance provides the coverage and protection for NJCAA student athletes to be protected on the field or the court. Bob McCloskey Insurance, we've got you covered. Muhammad looking to push this lead back up to 10, and he does.
And Monroe College doing a nice job from the free throw line. I think they're 10 of 10 now in this ballgame. That'll win you some contests when the game is close.
5 minutes into the second half. It was a 9-point lead at the half for Monroe. It sits at 10 right now. So South Georgia State had trimmed it down to 5 momentarily. And now they turn it over. Council pulls up for three. South Georgia State dodges one, and now back they come with Kyrick Davis on the attack. Blocking foul of Muhammad, counted for Davis. 3-point opportunity for the Hawks.
Muhammad can pick up his third personal foul. On the replay, we might see